Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user MyDogHisKid. Am I the a-hole for loving my dog more than my boyfriend's kid? My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 26 female, have been together for a little over 2 years now. He has a kid, 5 male, from a previous relationship. He and the kid's mom share custody equally, meaning the boy is 1 week at my boyfriend's and 1 week at his mom's, and so on. I have a dog that I got before I met my boyfriend. I love my dog very much. She has my heart. My boyfriend and I do not live together. Each of us has our own place. I get along with the kid fine, but I would not say that I love this child. I do not miss him when he is at his mom's, and I stay more at my place when he visits his dad. Mainly because I want them to spend time together, and also because I do not enjoy the kid stuff they do so much. This never was a problem until a few months ago. I make good money, but I am not wealthy. I am just living on my own with my dog and no kids, which means I have more money to spend than my boyfriend, who has an extra bedroom for his kid and needs to pay half of everything for the kid. Makes sense to me. A few months ago, my dog needed surgery, which I paid for. It cost a few $1,000s, and since then, I sensed a change in my boyfriend. He was surprised at how easily I was able to afford that surgery and how I did not hesitate to pay this amount of money to save my dog. I was taken aback by that because I love this dog very much. I would pay anything for her, and my boyfriend not being able to accept that hurts. I asked him if he would pay this much money for his son, and he said, of course. And if I think my dog is as important as his son, I said, to me she is my family. Since then, he brings up money way more often than before. Whenever the kid needs something, my boyfriend will make jokes about me paying for it. Whenever I spend money on my dog, he asks what I got for his kid. He never gets stuff for my dog, by the way. Last night, my boyfriend mentioned how he would love to take a vacation after all of this is over. I loved this idea and we kind of started planning a little bit. He then says he wants his son to come with us. Then he explains how we should go somewhere kids love, how we should share the costs of this trip. All of this sounded to me like he wanted a good opportunity and fun time for his kid and me to pay for it. I then said I do not want to pay for something I don't even enjoy. I would be happy for him and the boy if they did this trip together, just the two of them, and maybe, if he has some money left, the two of us could go on vacation after that. I would pay for myself, but if he has no money, it's fine. He lost it. He asked me if I love my dog more than his son, and I was honest and said, yes, I chose this dog. She is my family. The fight went on the whole night, and he is currently not talking to me. So, am I the a-hole for loving the dog I chose to have more than my boyfriend's kid? Well, OP, no, you are not the a-hole, and to me this isn't about the boy or not. This is about your boyfriend's entitlement to your money, or that he thinks that he has a say regarding your money. This is an issue for me. I really dislike entitled people that believe they have some sort of say or some sort of power over what other people can do with their things. Money, houses, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. If your boyfriend wants to take his son on a vacation, then he has to pay for it. You are in no way responsible for this boy. You're not the parent or step-parent for that matter. You are the dad's girlfriend, and that's it. Now, OP, if I'm being super honest with you, I don't think you guys have any kind of future together. Setting aside the entitlement that your boyfriend has regarding your money, his first priority is clearly his son. And from the way you've written this story, I don't think that boy is ever gonna be a priority for you. Which of course is absolutely fine, but I see that as a deal breaker to this relationship. And what do you guys think? What is your judgment in this situation? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Monkey's Fanny says, not the a-hole. But why are you in a relationship with a guy who has a son, who is not leaving his life, who you don't care for? Your money is your money, but he has a package family. I think you need to choose before it gets even more serious. Ali Willy 92 says, his argument has a bit of a facade, because he's complaining about you loving his kid more than your dog, but beneath the surface, it really sounds like he feels inadequate about his finances compared to you. He's just chosen the dog and kid to find a way to let out his frustration. Sometimes I think people are quick to say OP should let that person go, but if this is how he treats you because you are more well off, I see it as very childish. It sucks that he can't save as much or buy cool things, but he in no way should make you feel bad or guilt you into paying for a vacation for his kid. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. Not the a-hole, and I would consider this way of showing you his true colors, so I suggest you really evaluate your relationship and if it's right for you in the long run. Dramatic Stress says, not the a-hole, but I don't understand how you've missed that your boyfriend wants you to step into a stepmother role. He has obviously realized how much more money he will have if you're paying for half of the child expenses. You need to establish boundaries now. What are the expectations moving forward? Do you want to be a stepmom, or do you want to remain at a distance? I'd be careful with this situation because once you've fallen into paying for this child, it will be very difficult to get out of it. You are free to adore your dog and you're not required to love your boyfriend's child that you rarely see and have a minimal relationship with. Take stock of the relationship now. Your boyfriend's behavior has given you a big wake-up call to figure out if you want to continue with this, seeing as he now wants you to take a financial role in the upbringing of his child. And OP responds, when we first met and he told me about his son, we both were very clear that his son already has a great mother who loves this kid very much. I made clear that I do not want to be a mother figure in this boy's life. We also said we would not move in together as long as his son is little. So him expecting me to pay for his kid is unexpected, especially since this child has two parents who are able to care for him. Alright, well, I believe the community gave pretty sensible judgment regarding the situation, and also some pretty good advice. Now, let's continue with some more context I was able to dig up from the comment section, and then we're gonna move on with the updates. I would like to clarify a few things because I feel like some people got them wrong. I do have a relationship with his child, it's just not a motherly one. I am there about 3 out of 7 days a week when he is around. I also watch him on my own when his dad needs to do stuff. We play together and so on. I like him, I just don't love him, which is pretty normal. He is in my life because of his dad. If it was not for my boyfriend, I would not have anything to do with the kid. But if my boyfriend did not have a child, I still would love him. I don't want any harm on that kid, I just would not give my life for him. I'm just not his mom. I don't want to discipline him and be responsible. This includes finances. I am the funny friend that he sees a couple of days when he is at his dad's. That was what we discussed, what I was willing to be, and what my boyfriend agreed on. All his nagging and joking started when he understood how much money I have left every month. Now I have the feeling that he somehow thinks my money would be better used on his kid. Every time I spend money on my dog, he jokes about how that money could be for his kid. This makes me feel like he does not care about my dog at all, and also thinks his kid is entitled to my money too. My dog, on the other hand, was my decision. I wanted her in my life. I chose her. My dog is my family, and my boyfriend does not seem to understand this. I am pretty sure he would not have offered to pay for my dog's surgery since he was shocked I paid so much money for it. So he surely would not have offered his money. It hurts me because it shows me how he does not really care for my dog at all, while he expects me to love his kid. I did want to go on vacation with his kid, but my boyfriend wants it to be something like a Disneyland. It's not that, but similar, which I have no interest in doing. What bothers me is that he wants us to split the costs 50-50, which meant me paying for half of his son's expenses. I just don't want to spend a crap ton of money on a whole week of things I do not enjoy. I do not think he wants us to bond. I really have the feeling he wants to give his kid a good time and have me help him pay for it. I understand he wants the best for his kid, but he should not expect me to pay for it. Now, he does okay financially, I would say. He is not in debt, but he does not have the kind of money to spend on fun things like I do. We earn about the same amount, but he has a bigger home to have a room for his kid, and he of course has also expenses around childcare and stuff like that. Also, I never comment on his spending, especially not on what he spends for his kid. Additionally, the mom is pretty well off. She inherited quite a sum after her father passed away, so I don't think the mom has anything to do with that. I could imagine my boyfriend feels a little bad because mom has more money and does really great stuff with the kid, while he lives a good life but is not able to afford all the exciting things. Finally, I already told my boyfriend that I do not see us moving in together as long as the kid is so little. I do not want the kid to feel uncomfortable in his own home, and I also do not want to feel uncomfortable in my own home. Okay, and with all that additional information, I'm pretty sure we all now understand where OP's coming from a lot better. So with that said, let's move on to the first update. I don't know if anyone will read this, but I just broke up with him. We had a really long talk on the phone and lots of issues came up. Basically, he thinks I am using my money on irrelevant stuff, when I could use it on something important like his kid. At the beginning of our relationship, I made very clear that I do not want to be responsible for his child. This includes finances, and he reassured me that we were on the same page. Now, he tells me things have changed. As a couple, we should decide on spending together. When I asked him if that meant that I have a say on his finances too, he's lipped. I have no say in how much he spends on his child, which I never wanted to have anyway. But he wants to dictate how I spend my money? Either we join our finances, then I have a say if the expensive bike is needed, or we have split finances, then I don't care. But I am not willing to be with a man who thinks he can milk me to pay for his priorities while he wants to dictate I cannot spend my money on my priorities. He cannot have his cake and eat it too. Either we join finances and I have a say in our spendings, or we have them separate and he shuts his mouth about my spendings. I decided it is best to end this right now. We both have lives to live and deserve partners who want the same things from life. Thank you to the few people who actually understood. I had a good laugh at all the people who only blamed me, thinking I was the only one responsible for this kid's well-being instead of his father. He decided he wanted to be with me when I laid down my terms pretty clear. He agreed to all of this. I never agreed to being a mommy or paying for his child, but somehow people here seem to think it was my responsibility to think for him. Well, OP, to quote Scott Lang from Ant-Man, your boyfriend is an asshat. But seriously, jokes aside, I think breaking up is the most sensible thing in this situation considering your priorities. Anyways, we have one final update from OP, and that one is 2 years after the original post, so let's finish this story with that. Quite some time has passed since I posted this. First of all, my dog is very well. She is cuddling on the sofa with me right now. On the internet, you often see just one part of a story and think that's all there is. I will say, I never regretted the breakup, but I also did love this man very much, and I had some hard months right after I broke up with him. The heartbreak was very real. He tried to talk me into giving us a second chance on multiple occasions, and as much as my heart wanted to, I realized then and there that I just can't get over the deeper implications of our discussions. I will elaborate on that. And also, I don't want to date a parent ever again. Since then, I came to the realization that I am child-free. Although I always knew I didn't want children of my own, I just never used this term for myself. Now I do. Now on to the things I realized and that ultimately made me know that this man will never be my future. Equality is very important for me. His idea that I should contribute to his spendings and let him have a say in my finances, while he expected I had no say in his, was a deal breaker for me. He expected me to give him extra income while I have less of the money I earn myself. Just no. That was a big turnoff for me. I want a man who sees us as equals and does not want to make decisions for me. The next point was him belittling my feelings. He thought my dog was something not worth spending my money on. We just weren't compatible. I know he loves his son very much, but I also know children are expensive. I think his jealousy about me having more disposable income than him got the better of him. I just see it as different lifestyle choices. Kids come with expenses. He knew that when he chose to become a dad. So, what's my life like now? A few months after the breakup, I switched to another employer and now have a little more disposable income should my dog ever need surgery again. Jokes aside, I am quite happy now. I met a few guys since then, but never felt the spark. So I enjoy my time without a partner and of course spend a lot of time with my dog and at my job, for now. My ex and I share some friends, so we happen to see each other from time to time. We had a lot of long talks, especially when drunk, and I know that he misses me and sometimes feels like he hopes I will change my mind. I honestly miss the love we shared and the spark that was between us. It really was like magic sometimes, but I know we can't work long term. I realized I want a partner I can mingle my life with. I want a partner I can build a future with, and who I actually want to move in with. That can never be him. I would have never expected him to choose between me and his child. I don't date parents anymore, but I would never have dated a deadbeat. As a parent, you sign up to put your kids first. We still respect each other and are on good terms, but I think both our hearts still remember the love we once shared, but it's definitely over. As for him, I truly hope he finds happiness and someone who shares his beliefs. I also hope I will someday find a child-free man that melts my and my dog's heart. Well, OP, I truly hope you do too. Thanks so much for sharing. And now let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge, and it's by user Depressed Floozy. Stepdad tricked me into eating something he knew I wouldn't like, so I waited a whole year to plan the perfect petty revenge. Context: when I was about 19 or 20, I absolutely hated the taste of alcohol. Yes, I would still drink, but I'd pick the fruitiest, least alcohol tasting drinks possible. Also for context, it should be known that I love maraschino cherries. My stepdad knew all of this. Well, one day, my stepdad goes, "Would you like some maraschino cherries?" Of course. So I popped this cherry into my mouth, and not even a second later, I'm gagging and my tongue burns. He's laughing, everyone is laughing. It was a moonshine-soaked cherry. Apparently, those exist. So, I took a long time to plot my revenge. A whole year, in fact. Even got his mother to get in on the revenge with me. I know he hates black olives. He'll gag. He also loves chocolate-covered nuts. You can see where this is going, right? Smiley face. A year after his moonshine cherry shenanigans, his mom and I made a whole bunch of chocolate-covered nuts, then a couple of chocolate-covered black olives. Gave him the chocolate-covered black olives. It was so glorious. He unsuspectingly popped a chocolate-covered black olive in his mouth, enjoyed it for maybe 1 second with a smile, until suddenly his face turned to disgust and confusion. We all started laughing. He spits it out and I revealed my deviancy, laughing at the revenge, and him not even suspecting it because it had been so long. Well done, OP. Long and unsuspecting petty revenge. Thanks so much for sharing. That was awesome. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.